Okay, let's take the attendance. We have Fadia, Riyaz.
Yes, Mrs. I'm here.
How are you, Riyaz?
I'm good, and you?
Alhamdulillah, well. We have Wafa
Yes, Mrs.
and Fatima, I think. Yes, Fatima Qassab.
Yes.
Okay, great.
How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you? How's it going?
I am fine, alhamdulillah.
Actually, I'm a little tired today. I'm feeling under the weather. Do you know what the meaning I feel under the weather? I will write it on the chat. What the meaning I feel under the weather? What does it mean? Does it mean something positive or negative? What do you think?
I think it's positive.
No.
It's ill, yeah.
Yes, no, positive. يعني ill, to feel ill, it's not positive, right? It's negative. So
Negative, yes.
yes. So I feel under the weather. It means I am sick. Okay. So try to use this idiom while you are speaking in order to memorize it. Okay, and because learning idioms is something very good to use idiom in your speech. Okay. Okay, who can tell us what we had the last lecture? Yes, what did we talk about?
We had an expository essay.
An expository essay, very good. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit
Yes.
about
It's explain
yes.
It's explain some events when it happened, causes and effects. Yes.
Very good.
About
So, for example, if I
something.
Thank you so much. So, for example, if I tell you to talk about causes of poverty, for example, effects of online education, okay? So this type is expository and expository essay, right? So maybe in the same essay we can talk about causes and effects, okay? Or we can just deal with one of them, like to deal with causes or to deal with effects, or you can like combine both in just one essay, okay? And we had an example about this type, which was causes and effects or impacts the Syrian war, right? So some of you have sent the essay or the assignment to the group. So we have in the first paragraph the introduction, in the second paragraph the causes, in the third paragraph the effects or impact, and in the last paragraph we have the conclusion. Okay, this is the way to talk about causes and effects. To to write one body paragraph for causes and one body paragraph for impacts. Okay, so let's today move to another type of the essay, which is evaluative or compare and contrast. I will share the screen. Just tell me if it's clear. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, great. So this type today is called evaluative or compare and contrast. Before starting with this type, can any one of you tell us about the difference between compare and contrast? What is the difference between the words compare and contrast? Is there any difference? What do you think?
Contrast, the opposite.
What the meaning
It
of
means
the opposite?
the
What do you
opposite.
mean? What do you mean by the opposite?
عكوس يعني.
What about compare?
compare المقارنة.
Okay, what's the difference? And contrast المقارنة, the same meaning in Arabic, okay? But we have a little, an important difference between compare and contrast. Okay,
Yes, Mrs.
yes, please go ahead.
In compare, we can talk about the same things.
Okay, yes. What about
And
contrast?
contrast different things.
Okay, different things. You mean between two people or two things, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you so much. This is the only difference between compare and contrast. Compare and contrast, the same meaning in Arabic, like يقارن. Okay, but in English we have a very important difference between these two idioms. Compare is to talk about the similarities. Okay, similarities like the same things in common. Okay, what the meaning in common?
Yes, in general.
No, in common.
Um, co-
In common, it means, for example, if I say we have many things in common. If I say to you, Mustafa, or what? What's your name, please? Riyas, right? So if I say Riyas, we have many things in common. What the meaning? Like مشتركة. Okay? We have many things in common, like to have the same things between you and me. Okay? So compare is to talk about similarities or likenesses. Okay, this is the word likenesses or similarities, the same meaning. And contrast is to talk about only the differences between two things or two people or two places. Okay, for example, if I tell you to write an essay about, for example, if I ask you, for example, contrast the life in Azaz and the life in Idlib. What do I mean here? If I ask you to write an essay about contrast the
It
lifestyle,
means
yes, it means
the difference between life in Idlib or life in Azaz.
great.
The
Thank you
difference
so
between
much.
it.
Yes. So here the function or the rule is to focus on only the differences between these two places. Okay. But if I ask you, for example, to talk about or to compare the life in Idlib and life in life in Azaz, sorry. So it means to talk about the similarities between these two places. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so a compare and contrast essay may discuss the likeliness and differences between two places like New York City and Istanbul. Okay, likeliness like compare, contrast like differences, or the similarities and differences between two religions, for example, like Islam and Christianity, two people like my brother and myself. Okay, so this is the compare and contrast. Maybe I will ask you, for example, to compare, just to compare, or contrast, or maybe I will ask you to use compare and contrast. Okay, all of them are possible. Okay, to use, for example, to write a compare essay or a contrast essay or a compare and contrast essay. Okay, for example, if I ask you to compare and contrast, this is like a sample of question. Compare and contrast the life in the city, for example, and the life in the countryside. So here I'm telling you to write two body paragraphs, one for the similarities and the other one is for the contrast. Okay, so the compare and contrast essay discusses the similarities and differences between two things, people, concepts, places, etc. The essay could be an unbiased. What the meaning of this word? What the meaning of this word? Unbiased. For example, when you have unbiased idea, so you are what? You are fair, okay? You are objective, not subjective. What the meaning of objective? It means that your ideas or your information is not influenced by another one or by people's opinions. Okay, what does it mean in Arabic?
الحياد.
Very good. الحياد or عدم الانحياز. Very good. Or an attempt to convince the reader of the benefits of one thing, person, or concept. It could also be written simply to entertain the reader. Like these are the functions. Or why do we use, for example, compare and contrast essay? Maybe to talk about unbiased discussion, or to deliver unbiased discussion, maybe to convince the reader of something, maybe just to entertain the reader, okay, or to arrive at an insight into human nature. The essay could discuss both similarities and differences, or it could just focus on one or the other. That's what I told you about. Okay, like to talk, maybe I will ask you just to talk about similarities, and the question will be like follows as follows. For example, compare the life in the city and that in the countryside. So here you mean you need to focus on the similarities. Maybe I will ask you to talk about contrast, okay, or to use a contrast essay. Here you need to talk about just to focus on the differences. Maybe we can have both. Like, for example, compare and contrast the life in the city and that in the countryside. Okay, so pay attention to the form of the question. So comparison essay usually discusses the similarities between two things. Okay, while a contrast essay discusses the differences. Example, write an essay comparing the education system in Syria and Egypt. Yes, who can answer? What do we need to focus on this essay? What do we need to talk about in this essay?
We need to talk about similarity things between education in Egypt and Syria.
Okay, why that? Why just the similarities, not differences?
Because we say comparing.
Okay, thank you. very much. Thank you. So the thesis can present the subjects and indicate whether they will be compared, contrasted, or both. Thesis here, I mean thesis statement. Okay, so I need to see in the thesis statement, is this essay compare or contrast or both? Okay, so it is very important to mention this in the thesis statement. Okay, we have here some connectors. What's the meaning of connectors? Connectors mean like the linking words, the words that you use in order to connect or to link between, for example, two sentences, or when you want to move from one sentence to another, so you use connectors or linking words. Okay, we have some connectors that help you in comparison essay, and we have some connectors that help you in a contrast essay. Okay, and this is very important to use like one or two or three of these words in your essay. And this depends on the type of essay. Is it similarities or differences or both? Okay, so try to use at least like one or two of these words from each category, from each group. Okay, let's like get to know to these words. Let's have their meanings, and let's try together to put these words or phrases in a sentence. Okay, in order to guess their meanings. Okay, the first one, the first category or group is like the connectors that are used in comparison or to talk about similarities. Okay, we have the word compared or the phrase compared to. Who can give me an example, a sentence containing this phrase, compared to? Yes, please, I need you to participate. Yes, try. Even if you will make mistake, it's no problem. Yes?
We can say compared to the education in Egypt, the education in Syria, we can say the same.
Is the same?
Is
So-
the same.
So, can you repeat it, please?
Compared
to the
to the education in Egypt, to the education in Egypt,
Mhm.
the education in Syria is the same.
Very good. Okay. So, what do we need to use here as punctuation marks? Compared to the education in Egypt, does it need like a comma or not? What do you think? Compared to the education in Egypt, comma, is it necessary here to use comma or not? So it is necessary to have comma after compared and like the phrase or clause after it. Compared to the education system in Egypt, comma, the education in Syria is the same. Okay, actually, compared to, we can use it in both, in comparison essay and in contrast essay. Okay, so it depends on the other section of the sentence. Maybe I will talk about the similarities, maybe I will talk about the differences. So this phrase, I can use it in both categories. Okay, I will give you like an example about compared to use it in a contrast essay. I can say, for example, compared to our small flat like similar to house. Okay, compared to our small flat, comma, Adam's house seemed like a palace. I will write this example. Seemed like a palace. What's the meaning of palace? Like a home of a very important person. Okay, a huge home. Okay, especially a king or a queen, they can live in this place, and it's called palace. Okay, compared to our small flat, Adam's house seemed like a palace. Do I here need to focus on the similarities or differences? What do you think? Yes. What do you think?
We focus here in differences, because
In difference.
my flat is small, and Adam's
Yes,
flat
is
like as palace.
like a palace or is very big, like is huge. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, or you can, for example, the same example that Riyas mentioned, compared to the education system in Egypt, comma, educations in Syria is the same. So this phrase can be used in both of these types. Yes, we have this word correspondingly. Okay, what does it mean, correspondingly? This word means like when you have two things, okay, connected with each other, or one of them causes the other. Okay, how do we translate this word in Arabic? Yes.
يعني بشكل مشابه أو
Yes, very good. Like it like slightly means according to. Okay, not the same, but it slightly means. It means like تبعا لذلك. Okay, so we have two things connected with each other. Yes, who can give me an example? Yes, in this section, I need your participation. Please give me an example about this word, using this word, even if you will make mistake, no problem. But I need you to try in order to be familiar with using these words in your essays. Yes? Yes, any answer? Yes, try. I need you to try. Okay, I will give you an example. Then you need to try after giving the example. I need you to try to use it in a sentence, okay? Okay, we have this example. Anyone who, for example, works much would have correspondingly less time for anything else. Okay, I will write it in the chat. Anyone who works much, okay, and would have less time for everything else. Okay, anyone who works much would have correspondingly less time for everything else. It means because, for example, he or she works a lot, so it means, or according to this situation, so he or she would have less time for other things. Is it easy or difficult? Yes, can you give me an example about this word?
Yes, Mrs.
Yes, please, go ahead.
The price increased and correspondingly demand rose as well.
The prices are increasing and
The
correspondingly,
price
yes.
increased, yes, the
Mhm.
price increased and correspondingly demand rose as well.
Demands rose as well. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you. So you have here two things closely connected with each other, the prices and demands. Thank you so much for this example. Yes, anyone else? Okay, we have in addition to. A lot of students got confused between in addition to and in addition. What's the difference between in addition and in addition to? Yes, any idea what's the difference between in addition versus in addition to? And this is a very common mistake. Yes. Actually, we don't have like a very big difference in meaning, okay? But the difference in use, in the usage of these two phrases. Okay, I will write it. In addition, you need to put after it comma and to write a full sentence after it, okay? In addition, comma, a full sentence, full stop. Okay? While in addition to, you need to write after it a noun or a noun phrase. This is very important. Please pay attention. In addition, you need to put comma. Okay? Do you see the screen or the examples or the explanation in the chat? Do you see or not? Yes, is it clear in the chat bar?
Yeah, Mrs. Clear.
Okay,
It's
so
clear.
yes, thank you. So in addition, you need to add comma after it, and after the comma, you need to have full sentence like subject, verb, and complement. While in addition to, you need to have just noun or a noun phrase. What the meaning of a noun phrase? It means like we have many words, okay, and the head of these words is the noun. Okay, so the phrase is different from the sentence. The phrase either to have like a subject or to have a verb, but it doesn't have both of them. Okay, if we have subject and verb, so this sentence might be a full sentence, or this clause might be a full sentence. While if we have, for example, either a noun or a verb, so this is called a phrase. For example, if I say the student, this is not a word, this is a phrase. Okay, and what is the head? The head like رأس, okay, or the main thing, الشيء الأساسي. What is the main thing of this phrase? Is it the or a student? What do you think? What is the head of this phrase? What is the head of this phrase? The student. So we have the head of this phrase is student, so it is a noun. So the most important word here, or the head of this phrase, is a noun, so it's called a noun phrase. Okay, so if we have phrase, it means we have many words, but it doesn't have either a subject or a verb. Okay, this is the difference between a phrase and full sentence. Okay, can you give me an example about in addition or in addition to, depending on this explanation? Can you give me an example like to differentiate between in addition and in addition to? Yes, yes, please. Okay, I will give you like the following clause, and you will tell me, is it possible to use in addition or in addition to? Just to choose the one of them. Okay, what do you think? Do I need here to choose in addition or in addition to their perfect car? Yes, what is the correct option? We need to like to see the following phrase or clause or sentence. Is it a sentence or a phrase? What do you think? Their perfect car, is it a sentence or a phrase? Yes? Do you hear me or not? Okay, maybe I need to choose one of you to answer this question. Yes, Wafa. Do you hear us, Wafa?
Yes, Mrs.
Okay.
But the internet is
Okay.
unsuitable now.
Okay, so
يعني كل شوي بيقطع
so
النت، كل شوي بيقطع عندي والله.
did you hear me what I was talking about?
مو كل شيء لا ما كل شوي عم بيفصل عندي النت وبرجع بدخل. ما عم تروح علي نص المحاضرة ولا بصراحة.
Okay, no
بس
problem. I
ممكن
think
أجاوب يعني
where,
I
where
think
do you where do you
it's a
live? Where do you
phrase.
live? In Azaz or where? Where?
I live لا بسلقين أنا بسلقين.
Because in Azaz we don't have electricity, and my laptop is my
I think
laptop battery is dying.
it's a phrase.
Very good. So what do we need? What do we
It's a
need
phrase.
to use? In addition or in addition to? I wrote the explanation in the chat. Did you see the explanation?
ما في عندي شيء على الشات، ما هي مكتوبة عندي لأني أنا يعني من دقيقتين دخلت كان
Okay,
فاشل
so
عندي النت.
do you see the screen? I'm sharing the screen. So
Yes,
do you
yes.
see the chat in the screen or not?
الشات فاضي، ما في عندي محادثة على الشات. عم بفتح الشات فاضي.
And
now
now?
I see it.
Okay.
Yes, in addition to their perfect car.
Yes. I copied what I wrote. Okay. In addition versus in addition to. In addition we have after it comma and a full sentence, while in addition to we don't need comma here, and we use after it noun or noun phrase. So in this example, yeah, Wafa, what do we use? In addition or in addition to the perfect car?
In addition to.
In addition to. Very good. Why?
Because
it's followed by
noun phrase.
Very good. Great. Thank you so much. Because it's followed by a noun phrase. But if I said for example, in addition, for example, they have a perfect car. Okay, so here I need to use in addition. Why? Because after it we have a full sentence. Is it clear? Is it clear, Wafa? Okay, hello again. Is my voice clear?
Hello, Mrs. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, great. So before the cut of the connection, we were talking about the difference between in addition and in addition to. The difference is in addition we need to use after it comma, and after the comma we need to put like a full sentence, while in addition to we don't need comma after it, and we need to use a noun or a noun phrase. Okay, maybe for example I will say I will go to the cinema in addition to my brother, or in addition to Ahmed. Okay, I will go to the cinema in addition to Ahmed. Okay, so Ahmed is a noun, or in addition to my brother is a noun phrase. Okay, is it clear? Okay, screen clear or not?
Yes, Mrs. Clear.
Okay, thank you. So let's move to the fourth word or fourth phrase, which is as well as. What's the meaning of as well as, or you can just use it in a sentence? Yes? Please, these words depend on your participation. Please try to use these words or phrases in a sentence. As well as, what's the meaning? Okay. I will give you like the beginning of the sentence, and you need to add as well as and completed. Do you agree? Okay. This is the beginning of the sentence. The boss means like a manager. The boss gives me a hand as well as, yes, please complete this sentence. Yes? Yes, I gave you like the beginning of the sentence. You need just to add a complement to make it a full sentence. The boss gives me a hand. What the meaning of gives me a hand? What does it mean? It means he helps me. He helps me. Okay? As well as, okay, no problem. I will go with the complement. As well as usually have the following complement like beginning with ing form. Okay, so you need, usually not all the time, you need to complete this sentence with ing form. For example, the boss gives me a hand as well as supporting me. As well as supporting me. Okay, so this is the complement of as well as. It means بالإضافة إلى. Yes, what about this number 5, the fifth one? Just as. I think it's simple. Can you give me an example about this word? Just as. Yes, I will choose one of you in order to answer this question. Yes, Zainab, do you hear us? Zainab. Okay, Iman. Where are you, dear students?
I like the blue color just
Yes.
as Muna. I like the blue color just as Muna.
Thank you so much. Very good. Okay. Very good. I like the blue color just as Una. Thank you so much. Yes, what about this word? Similarly. Similarly. Actually, similarly and likewise, the same meaning. Similarly and likewise, the same meaning. Okay? Yes, who can give us an example?
Yes, Mrs.
Yes, please go ahead.
He enjoys reading. Similarly, his sister finds pleasure in books.
His sister finds pleasure in books. So what
Yes.
about the punctuation marks? What did you use here? Did you use like a comma or full stop after or before likewise or similarly? What did you use?
We use after similarly, comma.
No, we need to use before similarly or before likewise, full stop, and after similarly or likewise, we use comma. Okay?
Okay.
So we have actually two options to use here. The first one is to use full stop before similarly and comma after it, or to use before similarly and likewise semicolon. What the meaning of semicolon? What the meaning of semicolon? This is semicolon. فاصلة المنقوطة.
فاصلة منقوطة.
Very good. The second option is to use semicolon before similarly and likewise and comma after them. Okay? Both of them are possible. Yes, at the same time. What's the meaning of at the same time? Here we don't talk about like a time. Okay? We here talking about like it is or these things are connected or are similar. Okay? Can you give us an example? Yes, please.
Yes, Ansi.
Yes, go ahead.
She was studying for her exam,
Mhm.
and at the same time, he was preparing dinner.
Mhm. Here you are talking about like two things happening together, right?
Right.
No, I need here to focus on the meaning of like we have two similar things. Okay? It means like يعني it's the same meaning as similarly. Okay? It doesn't talk about here the time, يعني the period of time or something. No, we talk that we have two things are similar to each other. Okay? So at the same time is different from the time that is happening together. Okay? For example, you can say, I don't like meat. At the same time, I'm not interested in chicken. Okay, I don't like meat. Full stop. At the same time, comma, I'm not interested in chicken. Okay, it means here like similarly, the same meaning. Okay, I think it's similar to Arabic when I say بنفس الوقت. For example, if I say ما بحب اللحم بنفس الوقت ما بحب الدجاج. Okay, I'm not talking here about the time. I'm talking like I have two ideas similar to each other. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So these are the words or phrases that we can use in compare essay or comparison essay to talk about similarities. Let's move to connectors that they help us to talk about differences or contrast essay. We have on the other hand, what the meaning of on the other hand?
When we turn another side.
Okay, when we turn to another opposite idea. Okay, it
Yes.
means من ناحية أخرى, not من إيد. It's not talking about يد. Okay, من ناحية أخرى. Okay, so here because for example I need to talk about the lifestyle in the city, and when I need to talk about a difference in the the lifestyle in the countryside, so I use in the other hand the lifestyle in the countryside, etc. Okay? Yes, who can give us an example? Okay, I will give you like a beginning of a sentence and you need to complete it. Traveling is interesting. On the other hand, okay, you can use it as this way, like before it semicolon and after it comma, or you can use it in the beginning of a sentence, like a capital letter O. On the other hand, comma, and you can write a full sentence after it. Okay, traveling is interesting. On the other hand, you need to complete this sentence. Yes, please. Who can complete this sentence?
We can say, on another hand, it is dangerous.
Very good. Thank you so much. So here you are using what? An opposite idea. Okay. On the other hand, for example, it is dangerous. It is tiring. What the meaning of tiring? Tiring, it means when you have something that makes you tired. In Arabic, we say متعب. It's different from متعب. Okay? Tiring, it means متعب. While tired, ed, tired, it means متعب. Okay? Thank you, Riyas. Yes, we have although. We have actually many synonyms for this word. The synonyms like words that have the same meaning. We have though. Yes, Zainab, thank you. It's hard, very good. And we have though, although, and even though, the same meaning. Although, though, and even though, the same meaning. Okay, but just 1 minute because the power came back. I need to charge my laptop. Yes, think about this example. An example about although or even though, although. Okay, the same meaning. Think like you have 1 minute to think about an example containing one of these words. Yes, please. Yes, please. Who can give us an example about although or though or even though, the same meaning?
Yes.
Yes, Riyas.
Although it was raining, they
Yes.
decided to go for a walk in the park.
Although it was raining, we decided to go
They decided to go for a walk in the park.
for a walk In the park. In the park. Okay, thank you. Riaz, just I need to ask you one question. Do
Yes.
I need to put like in the second section of the sentence? Okay, we have two sections in this sentence, right? We have although it is raining, or it was raining, comma, right? This is the first
Right.
section. The second section, it is they decided to go for a walk in the park. Do I need to put but in the second section of this sentence? Yani, do I need to say like this? Although it was raining, but they decided to go for a walk in the park. What do you think? Is it necessary to have but in the second section بالشطر الثاني من الجملة, or it is not necessary to have but?
No, it is not necessary.
Okay, thank you so much. So it is incorrect, خطأ, to use but in the second section, but unfortunately it is a common mistake among students. Okay, I see many students who use, for example, although or even though or though, and they use but in the second section. It's I think it's because due to the translation from Arabic into English, because in Arabic we say على الرغم من انها كانت تمطر لكنهم ذهبوا ليمشوا, for example. Okay, this is in Arabic, but in English we don't use but in the second section. Please pay attention to this mistake. It is a mistake to use but in the second section. Okay, thank you, Riyas. We have meanwhile. What the meaning of meanwhile? It means like when you have something while this thing is happening. It's similar to the word while. Okay, it means in Arabic في غضون ذلك. Okay, actually this is one meaning of it has two meanings. The first meaning is the same as while or similar to why, and we use it to when we want to contrast for example, the differences or two things or two people. Okay, when they are happening at the same time. Okay, but here we are focusing on the differences between them. Okay, yes, who can give us an example? Okay, I had a great time through. We don't talk about through. Through is different from though. Okay, please pay attention. Though it means على الرغم من ذلك, but through it means like within or خلاله. Okay, it's totally different. Yes, please give us an example about meanwhile when you want to talk about two things that they are different, but they are happening at the same time. Okay.
She was working on her presentation. Meanwhile, he was playing uh, in the
Video
park,
games, for example.
video games or football in
Okay,
or
thank you so
anything.
much. So here you are focusing on the differences between he and she, and at the same time they are, for example, working or studying. Okay, she is working and he is, for example, playing or something. Okay. Okay, thank you, Riyaz. Yes, what about the next word, conversely? What's the meaning of conversely? Yes? Yes, please. It means when you
On
have
another side?
on the other side, or on the other hand, you mean?
Yes, or بالمقابل
it-
أو على.
Yes, yes, it's similar to this word. You use it when you have, for example, one situation or one thing, and it is the opposite of the other one. Okay, it is similar to this word, on the contrary. On the contrary. Okay, بالمقابل or عكس ذلك. Okay. Yes, can you give us an example about conversely or on the contrary? Because they are so similar to each other.
I enjoy hot weather.
Yes,
Conversely, my friends prefer colder climates.
colder climate.
Yes,
Okay, can you repeat it? I
I enjoy
prefer.
hot weather.
Okay.
Conversely, my friend prefer cold climates.
Okay, thank you so much. So we can use in this sentence on the contrary. Okay, but pay attention to the punctuation, because we need to use before it full stop and after it comma. Okay, or we can use
Yes,
before it semicolon and after it a comma.
I can put semicolon after weather. I enjoy hot weather. Conversely, comma, my friend prefers colder climates.
Yes, very good. After
Yes,
weather, you need to put a semicolon or full stop. Yani, both are
yes.
correct. And after conversely or on the contrary, you need to put comma. Yes, we have however. However is the same meaning as but. Okay? Yes, Mustafa is writing while. While or meanwhile. Okay? Okay, but please pay attention to the punctuation. If you use meanwhile, it needs to have before it like full stop and after it comma. Yes, however, the same meaning as but. Okay, but it is more formal. Try to use however instead of saying each time but. Okay, no, try to use different word like however. Okay, who can give us a sentence containing the word however? It is very simple.
I wanted to go to the beach, semicolon. However, the weather was rainy.
Very good. Thank you so much. So here you can use both forms of punctuation. You can use semicolon before it and full stop after it, or you can use before it full stop and after it comma. Okay.
Yes.
We can say, for example, another sentence, another example. It is very simple to do. Okay. Full stop. However, comma, there are some dangers. Okay. I will repeat it. It is very simple to do or to do it. Full stop. However, comma, there are some dangers. Okay. I didn't study well, Mustafa is saying. However, I succeeded. Okay, but pay attention to the punctuation. علامات ترقيم. Okay, it is very important to pay attention to the punctuation. We need to use before it semicolon. This is called semicolon يا مصطفى. فاصلة منقوطة before it and after it comma. قبل فاصلة منقوطة وبعد فاصلة. Or before it we have full stop قبل نقطة and after it we have comma وبعد فاصلة. يعني both are correct. You can use one of them. Okay. We have I will give you some words, synonyms to the word however. They are important because they are formal. You can use them while you are writing. We have however, we have the word nevertheless and we have the word nonetheless. All of them are the same meaning. However, nevertheless, and nonetheless. Okay? All of these words are formal, but the words nevertheless and nonetheless are much formal. Okay? Please try to use them in writing. Okay, I wrote the synonyms in the chat. Yes, we have unlike and in contrast, even though we talked about this one and we said that although, even though, and though the same meaning. Okay. Yes, what about the word unlike? Unlike in Arabic it means like على خلاف. Okay, we have like opposite idea or opposite thing. Okay, yes, who can give us an example about this word?
Well, we can say I like pizza, unlike my friend who doesn't.
Very good, thank you so much. You can say another example, for example, unlike most people in the office, comma, I don't come to work by car. Okay, I will write the example. Unlike most people in the office, comma, pay attention to the punctuation marks, okay? It is very important to use punctuation or correct punctuation marks while you are using these connectors, okay? Unlike most people in the office, I don't come to work by car. Okay, what about the last word or phrase? In contrast. Actually, it has similar meaning to the last one. Yes. You can use after in contrast to or with. To both are correct. You can use after in contrast يعني على خلاف كذا. Okay. You can use to or with. In contrast to or in contrast with. For example, you can say the company gained a lot of money in contrast to last year. Okay, I will write it. Gained a lot of money in contrast to last year. Okay, is it clear? Do you have any question concerning these connectors? Okay, so thank you so much. Concerning these connectors, please pay attention to their usage, to their use in the context in a good sentence. Okay, try to use the connectors in the first category, in the first group, while you are writing a comparison essay, and try to use the connectors in the second category while you are writing a contrast essay. Okay, concerning the assignment, please write an essay about the lifestyle in the city, okay, or the life in the city versus or this, okay, the lifestyle in the countryside. What the meaning of countryside?
الريف، حياة الريف.
Very good. Okay, so this is a title or a topic. This is your topic. In order to write an essay about, please write the essay about lifestyle or the life in the city and the life in the countryside. Write this essay and send it back to the group in order to correct it. Okay, you can use either to use or to write compare essay, or to write a contrast essay, or you can choose both of them to write compare and contrast essay. Okay, it's up to you. And when you are writing, for example, compare essay, I need to see like 2 or 3 of these words in your essay. The same, similarly to these words, when you are writing the differences, for example, between the life in the city and countryside, I need to see like some of these words in your writing. Okay, is it clear? Yes, do you have any question about the assignment? Do you have any question about the compare and contrast essay? Okay, if you don't have any question, so see you inshallah next lecture. Take care and study well, please. Don't forget to write the homework, which is the life in the city versus the life in the countryside. Okay, take care and see you inshallah next lecture. Goodbye.